What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and today we have got, in my opinion, a special budget flipper folder, and it is the Civivi Wyvern. This is a new model from Civivi Knives, and I think, honestly, in my opinion, it's the best Civivi folder so far, guys. And one of the reasons is it does not have gold liners. Look, those liners are black, all right, to go with the black, black hardware theme on this beautiful, beautiful knife, guys. Look at this. I cannot wait to talk about this blade, guys. Oh, my God. And I love the dragon scales. And this new Civivi version, which is in FRN handle scales over stainless liners that are inletted, is a great budget option, like I say, around the $48 mark with D2 blade steel there. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful knife. So let's get this thing started, guys. We're going to set this down. We're going to bring in the packaging. Civivi has got some very attractive packaging. It's this white box. Single tone black print on. It's very contemporary and very classy looking. I like it. I like it a lot, guys. Inside you will find the Civivi branded zipper pouch. It is a single knife style non-pocketed zipper pouch with a faux fur type of lining. Inside you will find your Civivi branded microfiber cloth, your Civivi literature with warranty information and whatnot. The knife comes in a plastic baggie, and there is your free candy. Don't eat that. It's not candy, seriously. I don't know why I keep saying that in videos. I guess I think it's funny. So anyway, on the back you've got your Civivi website address there. All right, let's get back to the knife here. This is a EDC size knife, and it is really, I'm not going to bring anything else in to compare it to, but I'm going to give you a reference, and that is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This knife, the blade is about 1/16 of an inch longer, but in the difference in the forward choils, you lose about a 1/16 in cutting edge. And then the handles, of course, a paramilitary, which is handle heavy, is slightly longer. But we're talking that sort of upper half of medium type of folder. What you're looking at in size, the blade length is 3 7/16 or 8.5 centimeters. Blade stock thickness, 120 thousandths of an inch or about 3 millimeters. Your blade width is 1 inch or 25.5 millimeters. Your handle length is 4.5 inches or 11.5 centimeters. Your handle thickness, a hand filling 0.6. That's 6/10 of an inch, guys. That's over a half an inch, and that's 15 millimeters. The handle width at the widest is 1 inch, and that's 25.5 millimeters. Closed width, it's a narrow closed knife thanks to the blade mostly sitting within the handle here for a nice compact package. And the closed width is 1.3 inches or 33 millimeters. Overall length, 8 inches or 20 centimeters. Your stop pin diameter is 100 thousandths of an inch or 2.5 millimeters. Behind the edge on this killer grind is, get this, I hit it in 3 spots, guys, over and over and over, because I was getting such a thin reading. It is between 16 thousandths and 18 thousandths of an inch. This is a very, very thin edged big hollow grind, guys. And for all the metric people, that's 0.42 to 0.46 millimeters. That's a very thin behind the edge and very slicey grind. Handle to blade ratio is 0.77, and this is a very lightweight knife at 3 ounces or 85 grams. Now your blade steel is D2, which is a semi-stainless tool steel. High carbon of 1.5 to 1.6%. high chromium at 11.5 to 12%, and that is missing the stainless designator by a percentage and a half. And it is a vanadium alloy tool steel with 0.9 to 1.1% vanadium. So D2 is going to be full of these super hard vanadium carbides, and that is why it has a reputation for taking a toothy edge. Typically you will see D2 rock weld between 60 and 62, and what you get out of it is a very good edge retention, decent toughness. D2 tends to be a little chippy sometimes, guys. It's not really good for maybe cutting into something and twisting, or trying to chop with something, especially ground this thin in D2. This is going to be a medium duty EDC type knife. Decent corrosion resistance. You're almost stainless in D2. It's super easy to take care of. I've never had D2 rust on me in my life. It's just super easy. Get you some food grade mineral oil, take it, wipe it on, and then wipe it off. It will leave a film behind, and the food grade mineral oil, you can still use it to cut food, prep food with. So I like D2. I'm a D2 fanboy and always have been ever since I first got into knives. Of course, then D2 was on custom knives, upper end. Material-wise in the handle, you do have FRN scales. A lot of people are not going to like these FRN scales because they just don't like FRN. And I'm not a huge FRN fan, but if you want to look closely here, the sheen that FRN takes, the thing that most people do not like about it, is minimal because of the pattern that's on it. The pattern is very well done and very crisp, so whatever moldings they're using are very, very good, very high quality. No issues there. It does provide some grip, and it's very attractive. Most people wouldn't know this from jack. Nobody's hardly going to take it out of your hand and go, oh, is that FRN? It's just not going to happen. They're pretty attractive. Would I like to see an upgrade with actually machine G10? Yes, I would. That would be awesome. I don't care if they got to charge another $10 or $15 for it. I think that would be worth it. Let's see, small parts. I've seen some things misstated in other reviews. These knives, this one in particular, does have a machined titanium pocket clip. It is only for right hand carry tip up. It is titanium, but all the small hardware is steel, and it is a very good hardware. It's so obvious. The socketing on this hardware is so fantastic. Put my Weehaw tools, my bits on it. Zero play in that hardware. Nice and deeply socketed also. It's confidence inspiring. I don't see any issue with disassembling this knife. That hardware is only on the back side of the knife, leaving the front side clean except for the pivot cap that does have the subtle Civivi branding on it. Oh yeah, and this is a FRN backspacer, and it is pretty much a full backspacer, guys. And it does have a lanyard attachment point at the butt end. And guess what? The lanyard attachment point on this is ambidextrous. Think about that. So fit and finish is next, but let's say about materials. I think at this price, it is still fantastic, guys. For those of you that say, oh, I don't want to pay $48 for FRN, trust me, it's worth it, okay? It is worth it. So let's go to fit and finish, and we're going to go up here and talk about this blade first, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is the sickest grind I have seen on any of these budget knives from any of the major players. This grind is sick and so well executed. The plunges are even. The grind is super clean. Look down the grind as you get reflections across it, and see how straight the grind lines are and consistent side to side. You're not seeing Yeah, guys, that is so well ground. You go up, let's take a look at this blade while we're talking about fit and finish, because there is absolutely no straight edges on this. Every one of these detail lines is radiused. Okay, so you've got this ball mill work here with the hole in the blade, and you're going to go taper, 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 but both sides of this taper is radiused. The back, the flat part of the back of the blade, the spine of the blade, is radiused. Even the apparent flat out here is still slightly radiused. And because of this ball mill pattern here, what you get is a grind that is much like, I'm sorry about that focus, guys, that's the reflection off of the blade doing it. Much like the zero tolerance 0562 Hinderer slicer grind, this is a rising big grind. But on this, because of this ball mill work, even the termination of the grind right here is a radiused edge. You've got the bead blast, some sort of media blast. They've come and media blasted this, and then everything else was ground off. So the low parts, the ball mill in here is in a bead blast, and that goes all the way around the inside of this hole here, all surfaces. There is a wide chamfer or facet relief cut around that. It was, guys, a $48 knife. Look at this grind. That is sick. That is sick, guys. I'm telling you, this knife is worth the bucks. It is just a fit and finish on that blade is fantastic. Just the design first, and then the fit and finish. And I mean, the precision of everything at this price point, that's a pretty complex blade right there, guys. Fit and finish in the handle, absolutely perfect on these moldings. There's the barest hint of where a molding line, you know, it's more of a recess the way they've got their dies set up on this right here. There's so not really any flashing cut off or anything. Very clean. The scales themselves are extremely clean. The liners are weight relieved, guys, and actually I do have a flashlight on me, and let's get down there and see. You can see that they are weight relieved top and bottom, but they are black, and it's black against black, guys. This, as far as the liners and the finish of the liners, is the first Civivi knife that I've seen that I instantly said, I want that. I've not done that with any Civivi model. I don't like the gold liners, don't like the blue liners. You guys know all that crap. But this, if anybody from Civivi sees this, keep doing this. Both the black and the OD version of this with the black hardware and black liners look fantastic. That is a fantastic treatment on this knife, and it will work on other models too. So fit and finish, guys, there's no gaps anywhere. There's no everything is, it's WE knives, guys. These are made in the WE factory by little WE people, and they all run around going WE, and they just build knives, and they do it so well. They must have a very skilled staff, and you know, just great quality control also, guys. I've had a bunch of WE knives go through my hand at different price points, and every one has been spectacular. So fit and finish, no issues there. What else? Jimping, it works. It's on a ramp going up to the blade. It's not as efficient as, say, the PM2 type of jimping, but it is better than a lot that I have felt. And then again, this titanium pocket clip, inline dual screws. All these small hardware on here, and the pivot, T8. All of it is T8, guys. There are no T6 screws on this knife. Other knife manufacturers, pay attention to this. Okay? Pay attention to this. T8 at the minimum. You can make T8 screws work in a small size. You don't have to buy a T6 just to scrimp a few pennies and help on the margins. T8 is much better for a little cost. So let's see, that covers everything on fit and finish. That blade grind, guys. I mean, look at that. Oh my goodness, that is such a sick, sick blade grind. That was so sick. Action, guys. Come on. It's on bearings. It's made by Wee Knives. I should be able to say enough said, but I want to talk about it. This knife, the detent is perfect. Perfect. Medium-high detent retention. Very crisp edge for explosive action. It likes a push button basically at about this angle right here, and it is explosive, guys. Explosive. Oh yeah, it is. I don't think I can get how explosive it is. It's just crazy, guys. And it's super smooth. When you come back around, let's manually roll this around on the bearings. Butter. Totally hydraulic. No sensation of anything. The only reason this knife is not drop shut close is because of the thin blade stock, and most of it is ground away in that huge hollow grind, guys. The lockup on this thing is early and solid, guys. Great growth potential with that lockup. It's got no play in any direction. I want you guys to look. Watch the blade. You see the flex in the blade? Some people might grab a hold of this and do that and think there's play in the pivot, and it's not. It is the blade flex, and guys, I'm not lying to you at all. You want a slice or dice or laser cut and chainsaw cut and knife, this is it. It will cut, guys. Fabulous. And that choil, perfect sharpening choil. All right. So, ergos and utility as far as the, ergos and utility. I think somebody just pulled into my driveway, guys. So there's the centering, in case I didn't say the centering. Ergos and utility. This is basically a drop point blade with a big, huge, super thin hollow grind in D2. Guys, this thing cuts like a laser. No joke. No joke. But it is not going to be a good, heavy utility knife. You do not want to cut and twist with this blade in D2 ground that thin. You do not want to do that, guys. You will chip this thing probably. I love D2, but each still has its limitations. So I don't recommend this knife for super heavy duty, and I wouldn't anyway in a FRN handled knife, even with steel liners. They just don't have quite the structural rigidity that a slab G10 with liners sort of bill would. Yeah, guys. Utility use in that blade, drop point, pointy, slicey. Good thumb ramp here with good jimping on it. And yeah, I don't see any issue there. You got a workable finger choil up here, a forward choil. Yeah, there's a lot to like in this. I mean, really, there's a lot to like in the utility potential of that sick, sick blade, guys. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so here in the handle, look at the handle shape. Very basic, guys. For dramatic effect, they've gone with the texturing more and exotic handle shape less. You've got a huge, wide open choil area here in conjunction with your flipper tab. You've got a great choil, but it's super wide open for different size hands. You've got a drop in the spine of the handle towards the butt here, and that, again, is to fit the curved ergonomics of your hand. And wide open space right here. In a forward grip, you're good. In a reverse grip, you're good. It would be comfortable in a draw grip, but still with the choil, you're way away from the edge. And the further you are away from the edge trying to cut, the more of leverage you have to fight with a knife. So I typically I like blades that come right up very close to the grip for any type of draw cutting. Not that I would be doing any type of draw cutting with this knife. I'm just not going to do that, guys. This is a $48 gentleman's EDC knife that I think compares extremely well with any of the great EDC knives out there. Your paramilitary too, your American lawman. This knife is just as good in its own ways, guys. So, ergos and utility, fantastic. That's a pretty low profile, basic pocket clip design. It's very thin, guys. Aesthetically, it's a fantastic size and balance to the size of the handle. I love the black finish on this stuff, guys. I know that doesn't have anything to do with ergos, but while we're looking at it, but the pocket clip does. I can feel that there's a pocket clip there, but it's not, I don't feel like it's intrusive or hot spotty. So guys, there you go. There's a good look at the Wyvern. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Civivi Wyvern is the first official candidate in 2019 for Budget Knife of the Year. It's the first, guys, and this is going to be tough to beat. It's going to be tough to beat. And I'd like to challenge Civivi to, or we. How about that mid-range line of the G10 models? A machine G10 handled version of this, even around $100, sure would be nice. Just add the titanium hardware with the clip and do it like you did that line, and I'd be super happy with that. I'd buy another one, and there you go, guys. I think that says it all. When Baz on Blades is like, I'd buy another one, it's good. I may buy another one for myself in the OD green, and somebody will get this for Christmas in 2019. This'll go on my Christmas purchase list for male, family, and friends. It's a great knife and will make a great gift, and it's very premium feeling because of the packaging and the pouch that comes with it. That is something that most common people are not used to getting with a knife because they don't spend that much money on knives, and here you can get it for less than $50. Guys, I just don't know what else to say. It is everything that you would love in a budget knife. A sick blade grind on a great profile, great detailing, more of that fantastic detailing here on the handle, enough to make it super interesting but not flashy or showy. Yeah, FRN's not the most premium material, but it does feel okay in this instance, guys. I swear to you, you're not going to get this and go, yeah, that's too much money. It's that good of a knife. You've got a very slick bearing pivot here with a perfectly dialed in detent and a good flipper tab. This knife looks fantastic closed. Even from the back side, guys, because that pocket clip is such an aesthetically pleasing balance. But I mean, the action up here, the relationship between the pivot center line, the flipper tab, the detent, all perfect, guys. Great detent dialed in, and it's super smooth. It's just a super lightweight blade. I might loosen the pivot up and get it to drop, but it's so good the way it is, which is how it came out of the box. The only thing I did with this knife is the detent ball was dry. The detent ball got a drop of oil, and then I put one drop on each side of the pivot here and sort of pounded it down towards the pivot, opened it and closed it, however many hundreds of times I've opened and closed it, and that's it. And it is just butter, guys. Not being cleaned out, disassembled, nothing. It's just butter. Yeah, I love this knife. Guys. This is absolutely one of the best bargains on the budget market. One of the best, regardless of brand. It is such a good knife. All right, so I'm going to recommend this one. We're going to cut off here before we get any longer on this video. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch one of my videos. Go out and get one of these knives. I'm telling you guys, I'm not lying to you about this. I'm very happy with this purchase. As always, like I say, thank you for taking the time to watch it. One of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.